Okay, everybody. Well, why not? It's 6:30 in the morning on Saturday, West Coast time. My brain decided long ago that sleeping in is no longer going to be a part of my life ever under any circumstances. So, if I'm awake, I might as well do something productive. So let's do another Daily Hawk News Update. I'm Hawk. I'm your host. I'm tired. I would prefer to be sleeping right now, but my brain and my body are like, no sleep for you. Okay, whatever. Okay, that's fine. Not much happened in the news this week. It was pretty quiet, pretty slow week. Okay, let's start off with a bang, so to speak. Elon Musk has fathered his 13th child with his 4th baby mama, a MAGA influencer named Ashley St. Clair, who's 26 years old. Elon, buddy, normally I don't get too bent out of shape with age differences. Like 10 years is fine when you're, in your 40s or 50s or whatever. She's 26, dude. I'm 56. You're like 54 years old, okay? I'm going to go out on a limb and say that you are at least as old as, if not older than, Ms. St. Clair's father, okay? She's 26. She's young. She still has her hopes and dreams and life ahead of her. She has not yet had her will to live crushed by the outside world. Just leave her the fuck alone, dude. She's 26 years old, man. Let her have a chance at an actual normal life without polluting it. You just pollute people, especially young women. Stop it. Bad Elon. You're just gross and bulbous like Trump. So he's had his 13th child. Ms. St. Clair wanted to keep this news private, but apparently tabloid media were going to, break the story this week or something. I find that dubious. The gender of the child has not been released. Apparently, they've decided to name the child DOGE. I'm kidding. I made that last part up. So this week in Europe was the Munich Security Conference. The Munich Security Conference is a big deal for the United States and Europe. It tends to be very NATO-centric, and European leaders throughout Europe, including the several new members of NATO, were in attendance. J.D. Vance, of course, decided, hey, I should go give a speech at this thing and just fuck everything up. So J.D. Vance spoke at this event. European leaders were very much hoping that he would speak about European security in the world currently, the threat from Russia and Ukraine. They were like, he's going to talk about these things, right? I mean, you have to talk about these things, right? Nope. Vance dove headfirst into the politics of America's European allies. He scolded them for what he described as this is from Axios, described as a retreat from shared democratic values when it comes to issues like abortion, social media censorship, and immigration. He tried to make a joke. At one point, he said, if American democracy survived 10 years of scolding from Greta Thunberg, Europe can survive several months of Elon Musk. I don't think we can survive several months of Elon Musk. But nobody in the room laughed at his joke. Amazing, right? I mean, because when I think stand-up comedy and who can make a room laugh and burst into laughter, the first person I think of, that's right, J.D. Vance. I mean, good God. Jesus. I mean, whoever told that guy that he's funny should get a pay cut. Free speech, I fear, is in retreat in Europe, Vance claimed. He claimed the same is true in the United States under President Biden, but then said, there's a new sheriff in town in Washington. Vance argued that European leaders should be allowed, should allow the citizens to speak their mind, and including allowing parties deemed too extreme to participate in the government. which they were in Munich, which is in Germany. The AfD far-right kind of neo-Nazi party is second in the polls, and Germany has elections coming up this week. There's no room for firewalls, Vance said. If you're running from your own voters, there's nothing America can do for you. Then he met with the leader of the AfD party. The AfD party, who hates immigrants and homosexuals and brown people, and Elon Musk endorsed the AfD party and told Germany they should stop feeling bad about the Holocaust. Which, yeah, it was 80 years ago, but I mean, come on, guys. That pissed off German Chancellor Olaf Scholz. That's a great name. Mr. Schultz accused Mr. Vance of effectively violating a commitment to never allow Germany again to be led by fascists who could repeat the horrors of the Holocaust. Okay. Great work, JD. Layoffs are hitting the IRS. Treasury officials have discussed laying off roughly 9,000 employees at the IRS as the IRS ramps up for tax season. The cuts began yesterday, Friday. Federal firings imperil government services. For this one and the last one are from the Washington Post. So these mass layoffs are causing problems. It's making it harder for veterans to get mental health care. It's hampering electric service to some rural residents. And thousands of Americans are losing their jobs. This is the thing that's amazing to me. A new president coming in for a second term, and the first things that he's doing involve firing thousands of Americans from their jobs. I was always under the impression that presidents like to increase employment, not increase unemployment. But what do I know? I'm just a dumb country lawyer. Yesterday, over the last couple of days, okay, so Thursday night, this is from CNN, Trump administration fired more than 300 staffers from the Department of Energy. Turns out those more than 300 staffers worked for the National Nuclear Security Administration. The people who fired them didn't know what they do. They manage our nuclear weapons. And they spent all day Friday scrambling, trying to hire most of those people back. So there's your Department of Government efficiency in action. They're firing people and they don't even know what they do for a living. It's just fucking insane. There's a thing in here about the DOJ and Eric Adams. I'm going to do a separate episode on that and go through all the documents involved in that for you guys. Elon Musk's DOGE website posted classified information on its website this week. Classified information from the National Reconnaissance Office having to do with the size and staffing of America's intelligence agencies. There are 17 of them. They are now under the control of Tulsi Gabbard. And Elon Musk's DOGE website is posting classified information about that on his website. Cool. We had a little drama out here yesterday, Friday, in San Francisco, when 3 men in DOGE shirts and MAGA hats burst into San Francisco City Hall and started going office to office, demanding that employees turn over digital information related to alleged wasteful government spending and fraud. The 3 men were not part of Elon Musk's DOGE incel club, I guess. They just bought shirts and hats and went rummaging through San Francisco City Hall. No city employees gave them anything. So, fresh off of his explicitly political quid pro quo deal with Trump's Department of Justice, New York City Mayor Eric Adams was utterly dismayed this week to learn that the DOGE committee had clawed back $80 million that had been given to New York City from FEMA because Elon Musk made up some bullshit about what that money was being spent on. He lied about it. And so DOGE and FEMA and the government just took $80 million out of a New York City checking account and Eric Adams is going to sue the federal government now for that money. Speaking of all of that drama with New York City Mayor Eric Adams, New York Governor Kathy Hochul, who is also a Democrat, has the power to remove Eric Adams from office against his will. I don't think that she has any other choice right now but to do that. I just don't. But we'll see. I mean, because if there's one thing that I've learned over the last 20 years, there is nothing on this planet that is weaker than a New York Democrat. Unless it's a felon who's actually a Republican like Eric Adams. Let's close it out with something stupid. I quit watching Bill Maher's show years ago. He's like Joe Rogan, man. COVID just broke his brain. He just became an old man yelling at clouds and a multi-millionaire bitching and moaning about people wearing masks while driving in their car by themselves. It's like those are the kinds of things that he gets upset about now. Anyway, if you're familiar with the format of his show, it's like he comes out, does like 10 minutes of stand-up, the monologue kind of thing. Then he does a one-on-one interview with a guest, and then he moves over and has the panel interview interactions, and then he closes out the show with new rules. His second segment interview guest last night was, let me see here, it was Kid Rock. I mean, yeah, so that's where Bill Maher's at these days. His interview guest was Kid Rock. Comic and political pundit Bill Maher confronted pro-Trump rocker Bob Ritchie, also known as Kid Rock, over his magnified concerts, saying the Trump aspects of his shows interfere with his, Bill Maher's, ability to enjoy Kid Rock's concerts. I wasn't aware that anyone with an IQ over 50 had ever enjoyed anything that Kid Rock had ever done. But what do I know? Maher kicked off the interview segment by noting the positive reception that the audience, they cheered when Kid Rock came out. And Kid Rock was like, I was not expecting that. Bill Maher said, my crowd is awesome. They don't fuck around with hating people. Kid Rock said, as it should be. And then Kid Rock took out his penis and slapped Bill Maher in the face with it while singing Proud to be an American. I'm kidding. I made that last part up. And then Bill Maher said the following. He said, you know what? I'm a big fan of your music. Not the early rap shit, but once you became a singer. Like, remember Picture? I don't know. I'm assuming that's an album or a song. And that was like 20 years ago. And that awesome record you did with Sheryl Crow. Once you became Bob Seger, all those albums, I fucking love them. But I don't want to go to a Trump rally. I would love to see a concert of yours, but it's also a Trump rally. Why does it have to be both? And Kid Rock basically was like, you know what? It's time to gloat, so go fuck yourself. Bill Maher and Kid Rock. That's how we're closing out week 4 of Donald Trump's second term. Yeah. Anyway, it's about 6:45 in the morning on Saturday. The sun's not up yet. I hope everybody has a fun and safe weekend. I mean, just please be safe. Just be safe. Don't do anything stupid. Don't get arrested. Just don't. Have a good weekend, everybody.